Hello, and welcome to this edition of Timeless Wisdom, where Mani and Vijay explore values and leadership lessons from ancient scriptures. Hello, Mani. Good to meet you again for our regular brainstorming and drawing some wisdom from ancient scriptures. So, what do we discuss today?
Absolutely, Vijay. Great to meet you too. Today, I suggest we discuss about the value called Saucam
Mhm.
that Krishna discusses in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the ancient Indian scripture. Shaucham in Sanskrit translates to cleanliness in English. And while we all understand external cleanliness of keeping our body and environment clean, etc., what we are going to discuss is the internal or the mental cleanliness.
Oh, excellent. It's a great topic. And it's very important for us to maintain both the internal and the mental cleanliness. As a leader, it's very important to gain, nurture, and mental cleanliness to maintain the balance and clarity to make the right decision.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, just like how dust settles on our body, clothes, and every item around us, our mind also gathers lots of impurities too, like likes and dislikes, anger, jealousy, fear, selfishness. And these impurities need to be cleansed too to gain the clarity you highlighted, Vijay.
If I click on one of the impurity, let's say jealousy, for example, it's something which manifests in the corporate world when when you see the other person getting promoted or the other person getting a higher responsibility or whatever. There are many reasons there. So generally, what happens is jealousy kicks in. Start experiencing pain, sadness, and feeling of I'm not good enough because there's a comparison when look at the other person, and then the result is jealousy. So this triggers an unhealthy attitude and action, and if it is left unchecked, it can quickly become a dysfunctional behavior.
I lack something is again a negative thought that feeds the fantasy of jealousy and also results in self guilt and self condemnation. And jealousy is such a common thing among workplace, Vijay, and I'm sure many of your coaches would have come to you asking for help to get rid of this, right?
I had one leader who is a very senior leader, of course, quite elderly also. So this person came in and said that, I'm seeing that there are other things happening around me, like my colleagues are getting promoted and things like that. I'm feeling jealous, and he was self-aware himself, and he came in saying that at this age and at this seniority, I feel guilty for feeling jealous about the whole thing. So it's very genuine coming from the heart, right? And then what I basically asked him is saying that one is congratulated him, saying that you have an awareness that this is there. So that itself is a fantastic thing. So let's acknowledge that there is jealousy. Even though jealousy is coming in, I asked him to really look at saying that what is that underlying energy telling you? What is showing up as jealousy? What is the underlying thing behind that? So there is there is no absolute good and absolute bad, right? There is actually a goodness in the bad one, and there is a bad thing in the good thing also. So jealousy, though we call it as something not a desirable quality, underlying that, when we had a deeper discussion, we found that there are things like saying that ambition to grow, a feeling that or a realization that I'm having a lot more capacity and I can do more. So these are all positive things. But what happens is this, unfortunately, it's manifesting in a negative way. So the moment you understand that and said that, oh, this is the positive thing that goes there, then you can focus on the positiveness, and then make that grow a lot more better. So the conversation turned out saying that, so let's turn it around. The other person who got promoted, what do you think is that person doing better? So he started looking at the positive things of the other person. And the other thing, like saying that, is there any other skills that he's exhibiting a lot more, and maybe for future proofing in terms of what is emerging and things like that. So that opened a lot of things in terms of a learning opportunity. So what started as a jealousy ended up being a learning opportunity, and that guy really made a big change after that.
Fantastic. I like what you said in terms of thinking the opposite, right? The process of thinking the opposite, which is negating the negative thought with a positive thought about the person who got promoted, that automatically erases all negative feeling and jealousy. And this process of thinking the opposite is called Pratibhaksha Bhavana in Sanskrit.
Mhm.
And the same approach also helps in building an attitude of unselfishness.
The strong message that is coming in is about looking at the opposing point of view instead of being, looking at it in one direction only, intentionally looking it from the other side. So what I'm really seeing is that the body and the mind is actually, they follow together. So when what is in our control is that what we can do from on a body level. For example, when it comes to jealousy, for example, if we are able to put up the things in terms of the body level, like going and give a hug for the person, or shaking hands and putting up a smile on the face and things like that, you automatically put up a positive things on the body level. So what the body does, the mind also follows over a period of time. Over a period of time, you basically get the mind to look at the positive things of the whole thing, and everything becomes a lot more better than what it was.
Love your suggestions, Vijay. I think finally it's all in the mind, right? So getting the mind under control as our own instrument is crucial. And that is done by feeding it with more positive thoughts that negates the negative thoughts. And I'm just summarizing our conversation. Thus, a person maintains Saucam, the internal Saucam. So thank you, Vijay, and talk to you soon.